Okay, good morning again. Well, it's good morning where I am. I'm on the Gold Coast. So I want to quickly go over the Ballarat meeting for today. Look, again, for today's exercise, I'm not keen on the meeting. All right. Now, you might hear me say that a lot, but that's just how it is. Like I don't, when I do these meetings, I look at numbers all day, every day, and when I see signs, I have all these indicators that tell me red lights, red lights. Now, there are some nice play races, but 80% of the meeting might need to be binned because there's a lot of pass races in the meeting. And also, we're taking on a lot of really poorly priced runners, and I don't like that. The reason why I don't like that because I play the percentages game and I say they can't be wrong and I'm right all the time. So that we need to find the medium. But I'll make this quick so because I think the race starts in about half an hour or so. I don't know how quickly we can get this out to everybody. So we quickly look at race one. Okay, opening race is exceptionally difficult. There are many low-performing runners and long-term losers with decent figures. These runners on top but not super keen on betting race. Basically, what I found with the race is that there was long-term maiden runners, and with these long-term maiden runners, they always got what I call ratings. They have to because but they never win. So. And that's the problem. Okay. Now, number 9 is the horse to beat. It did have a decent rating. It was well rated, but again, it's just come down the price. It's rare that we get a horse that early in the morning that's so short. So it is definitely the runner to beat. So for me, what I need to do with this race is I need to look at the runners around it. So obviously we've got the 4, the 7, the 11 and the 12. I need to see activity with that. Now, I dropped number 13. Okay, I didn't see why it was $5. So for me, all we have to beat here basically is the 9. But I still am loath to take on the 9. So, I need to see signs to take it on. At this stage, I don't want to be betting in the race. All right, that's my thoughts at the moment. Okay, we go to race 2. And let's have a look at what we're doing here. 2, 3, 9 are unknown runners. No data, no recent trials. Race is an automatic pass. All right. So basically, we're not betting. But I want to quickly go over this. In the past, I've made a lot of money betting on these races. The reason why is that, you get all these runners that are like, what do you got? The 2, obviously that's an unknown runner. Like the 3, there's no money there for it. The 9. There's no money for it. Now, let's just say there was money for all these runners. Okay, the fact is that these are all high price is why I don't bet in these races. It's more than ever. But let's just say 2, 3, and 9 were all like $4, $5. There was money around from them. That's when I actually bet because it's basically based on rumor and what they've seen at track work or basically what they've done in the jump out, and I take them on. Now, in this particular race, I don't like that the 2, 3, 9 are high price because that's when they do actually win, these unknown runners. All right, because no one knows anything about them. And I look who the stables are and I go, shall I be taking you on? No. Despite the fact that we've got like the one's the best rated runner in the field. The 8, the 9, the 10, they're all well rated. And you could see it and the market's found them. All right, so we're backing runners that are the usual suspects, and we're taking on unknown runners. Automatic pass. All right, race 3 is the same. It's an automatic pass. Now, what I do is I leave the prices up and I leave the units up because I want to see what's my data doing up against the runners that have got rated runs. All right, that's why you see a lot of these races where even though I say automatic pass, I leave them up there because I just want to track to see. Half the time I don't pass because I probably forget to. But yeah, it's an automatic pass. Let's quickly go to. There's another automatic pass. Okay, so this is race 5. All right, but just bear in mind with those unknown running races, in time I'm going to start betting on them when I'm navigating. Because I like to see things in the markets that I want to take them on. And there are certain times that, I've had massive fill-ups betting against horses that are well in the market that are unknown runners. Don't start me on why the horses are unknown runners. I think it's criminal how they do that. But anyway, that's for another day. Okay, let's go to race 5. This is also Number 5. That's another automatic pass, so we can't look at that. So we go to race 6. Okay, now, this is a difficult race. Number 7 does rate, but awful price. It's a sub-runner, and we need to watch the markets for sickness. The runner could blow out, and other runners get heavily backed, but highly unlikely. Pot is decent, but let's wait for the markets. Now, again, this is why I say I don't really want to be playing in this meeting, because there's a lot of these races today. All right, now for us, we need to look at the 2, we need to look at the 3, the 4, and the 6. They're the runners that I've got on the sheet. Okay, number 11 is a slight concern, but again, like I had that thing rated at 13-1, so I don't see why it's that price. Look, it could get to that price. So for me, we got to beat the 7. The 7 is well rated. There's no denying that, and it was, but I had it priced at like around the 350 mark. So I can't accept those prices. Now, what did it look? There you go. So 333. It's going to be highly unlikely this thing hits. But what we need to do, let's say we are playing in the race. At this stage, we are. Okay. Let's look at what the 2's doing. All right. And let's look at what the 6 is doing. And then let's up against what the 7's doing. They're the ones, because they're the ones that we got them in the market. Now, I've got this thing rated at $6.45. It's $5. What we're hoping for, if this thing dips below $5, drop it. If this thing here dips below, what have I got it rated at? $7. If it dips below $6.50, drop it. And this thing stays level, we're going to bin the race. That's how I view this race, because I don't want to take unders for this horse. I don't want to take low price for this horse to take this on. I need to see sickness in this runner, and I need to see something going on here as well. Okay, so that's the play for this race. We just need to watch what this runner's doing, what this runner's doing, and what this runner's doing, and also watch what this runner's doing, because this thing, as I said, it did rate, but we won't be getting the price for it. So race 7. Probably another one of those races where we have 3 runners all in the market, but now these are the type of races traditionally where we actually have won money on, because when I see that there's 3 runners, who have we dropped? We've dropped the runner not rated. No, another one of those runners with 3 runners on the market, but also poorly priced. Drop number 10. Okay, obviously we know why we dropped the 10. We got the 1 and the 2. I think we dropped the 7. Yeah, so we're now taking on basically 2 runners, in my opinion. All right, we are taking on the 2. Okay, I didn't like its price. All right, we're taking on the 10. Okay, the 2's a sub runner. I'm a little bit worried about it. So, and obviously the other 7. So it's one of those races where I think we've got a high pot. Okay. We need to follow what the 1's doing. Obviously, we need to follow what the 2's doing. All right, the 2 for me, we need over 560. So if this thing starts dipping, all right, I'll be more wanting to look at this thing if this thing started hitting around my price. But if this thing stays at that price, I'm taking it on. All right, and then we look at the 7. If this thing starts dipping, and it's like gets into the $5 range, that's good. All right, and obviously we've got the 8. We need to see what price, and then this is the one that we need to follow the most. If this thing stays level all the way across, then we could be in trouble. But I'm taking it on regardless, because I don't like its numbers. So this is probably the best betting race of the day so far, despite that we're taking on three runners, because we're not outlaying much for a bigger return. Okay, so we go to race 8. What do we got here? Drop 2, 3, 7, all 3. Just previously, that's the same scenario as the previous race. Okay, there we go. We had the 2, the 3, and the 7. All these 3 runners are what I call the usual suspects. Look, the big one that we need to follow is see what the 3's doing. Okay, not overly fussed about the 2. I wanted $15 for that runner. So just because that thing might be at $11, you'll think it's a good price. It's not. Okay, the maths tell me it's not a good price. If it's not hovering around my price, then it's just going to be dropped. End of discussion. And then obviously we look at the 7. These are the 2 that we need to worry about, the 3 and the 7, in my opinion. If we see this thing blowing out, or this thing, if this thing starts hitting $4 or $5, I'm actually concerned. At the moment, it's not my concern at that price, nor is this thing. Okay, the big signs for me is if they hover around the same price. If they start hovering around the same price, then it's a concern for me. Okay, because this thing did actually rate to 7. All right, so at the moment it's potentially a betting race, potentially. And then we go to the last race. This race is a mess. Okay, now it's a 65% pot race. I've got 4 or 5 runners that can win. I don't like having multiple picks. So okay, what happens in this type of race? We need to get well over our prices in order for me to play, because we need to beat obviously the 2 and the 4. So I need to see like $10 for this runner. I don't want to be hovering around our price. I need to see well over price. Now, if this thing say dipped around the $5.50 and this thing dipped around that like at the moment I got it rated at 8.10. So if this race stayed the way it is right now, I'd be passing. Okay, because I've got 5 picks taking on 2 runners well in the market that are well rated. I don't like it. In order for me to play in this race, I want to see more dollars on my runners. All right. Look, for this particular meeting, I think we just go race by race and then see how we end up. Okay. Thanks, guys.